every morning you're given a brand new page of life. The question is, what's the very first thing you write on it? Most people rush straight into stress, into worries, into distractions, and they wonder why their days feel heavy. But if you start with just one powerful act each morning, it can completely transform your energy, your mindset, and even your future. Do this, and your life will never feel the same again. When you wake up in the morning, the very first thought that enters your mind shapes the direction of your day. If your first thoughts are of worry, stress, or regret, then you already begin with a heavy burden before even stepping out of bed. But if your first thought is gratitude, you instantly shift the tone of the entire day toward positivity. Gratitude is not about ignoring the challenges you face, but about acknowledging the blessings that are still present in your life despite them. Every breath, every heartbeat, and every sunrise is a gift that many people never get to see again. The fact that you open your eyes to a brand new day means you are being given another opportunity to improve, to grow, and to experience life's beauty. The first step to changing your life forever begins not with what you do externally, but with what you feel internally. And gratitude is the key to opening that door. Think for a moment about the power of perspective. Two people can face the same situation, yet one feels defeated while the other feels empowered. And the difference lies in their ability to see blessings hidden within the ordinary. Gratitude trains your mind to focus on what you have rather than obsessing over what you lack. It teaches you to recognize that even in your darkest days, there are still moments of light. When you wake up in the morning and whisper a sincere thank you for the simple fact that you are alive, you send a signal to your heart and mind that you are ready to appreciate the day ahead. That tiny shift changes the way you react to problems, the way you speak to others, and the way you handle challenges. Gratitude is not about being blind to difficulties, but about having the strength to smile despite them. Gratitude is like a lens through which the world becomes brighter and more meaningful. Without it, even the grandest achievements feel empty, and with it, even the smallest blessings feel priceless. Think of people who spend their mornings rushing, complaining, or drowning in negativity. They unknowingly rob themselves of joy before the day even begins. Now imagine a person who pauses for just a few moments after waking, reflecting on the gift of life, health, shelter, or family. Their entire mood transforms because they choose to anchor themselves in thankfulness instead of restlessness. Gratitude softens the heart, lifts the spirit, and creates resilience against the hardships of life. By making it the very first practice of your morning, you plant seeds of peace that continue to grow throughout the day. Every morning you are faced with a choice to see the day as a burden or to embrace it as a blessing. Gratitude allows you to embrace it fully with an open heart and renewed energy. When you appreciate the little things, like the fresh air you breathe, the light shining through your window, or the warmth of your bed, you train your mind to live in abundance rather than scarcity. People often chase happiness as if it lies somewhere far away. But in truth, gratitude reveals that happiness is already within reach. It teaches you to live in the present moment instead of being trapped in the regrets of yesterday or the anxieties of tomorrow. Each new dawn becomes a personal reminder that life is fragile, time is precious, and every second is worth cherishing. Gratitude, when practiced daily, becomes the anchor that keeps you steady in life's stormiest seas. It is not only about personal peace, but also about how you interact with the world around you. A grateful heart naturally radiates kindness and compassion. When you begin your morning with appreciation, you find yourself more patient with others, more understanding of their struggles, and more willing to offer help. Gratitude has the power to heal relationships because it shifts your focus from what people fail to give you to what they already bring into your life. This simple change in outlook makes your conversations warmer, your actions more thoughtful, and your presence more uplifting. People are drawn to those who carry gratitude because such individuals carry light in their words and gentleness in their behavior. And it all begins with that silent moment of thankfulness at the start of your day. Scientific studies have even shown that gratitude impacts the brain by releasing chemicals that increase happiness and reduce stress. When practiced every morning, it strengthens mental health, lowers anxiety, and improves sleep patterns. Beyond the science, gratitude creates a spiritual calm that no material possession can replace. It provides inner stability that no crisis can shake. Instead of being overwhelmed by what is missing in your life, you learn to magnify what is already present. Gratitude protects your heart from envy, jealousy, and resentment because it reminds you that your journey is unique and filled with its own treasures. When you wake up with thankfulness, you are no longer in competition with others, but in alignment with peace. Consider the alternative of living without gratitude. Life would feel like a constant race of wanting more and never being satisfied. You could achieve success, wealth, or recognition, yet still feel empty because you fail to value the blessings along the way. Gratitude is the pause button that allows you to appreciate the journey, not just the destination. It teaches you that even if you don't have everything you desire, you already have more than enough to smile about. By starting your mornings with gratitude, you set yourself free from the chains of comparison and discontent. You learn to celebrate small victories, to cherish ordinary moments, and to see beauty in places where others only see emptiness. Gratitude also strengthens resilience during hardships. Life is unpredictable and everyone faces trials, losses, and disappointments. Without gratitude, such challenges can easily break your spirit and fill you with despair. But with gratitude, you develop the inner strength to endure. You begin to see difficulties as lessons rather than punishments, and you discover hidden blessings even in your struggles. A grateful person, when faced with pain, still acknowledges the good that remains, and that mindset keeps hope alive. Starting each day with gratitude prepares you mentally and emotionally to face obstacles with courage, patience, and faith. It becomes your shield against despair and your weapon against negativity. Gratitude is a practice, not a one-time thought. Like any habit, it grows stronger the more you nurture it. By consciously making it the first act of your morning, you slowly rewire your brain to naturally seek the positive throughout the day. The more you practice, the more effortless it becomes. Over time, you no longer have to remind yourself to be grateful because it becomes a part of who you are. The smallest blessings no longer go unnoticed. And even on difficult days, you find yourself grounded in peace. Life begins to feel more fulfilling, not because it has changed drastically, but because you have trained yourself to notice its beauty. Gratitude changes not the world outside of you, but the world inside of you. And that is where true transformation begins. Every morning you are given a choice of how to begin, and that choice has the power to change everything. Gratitude costs nothing yet gives everything. It takes only seconds but carries benefits that last a lifetime. When you start your day with a grateful heart, you align yourself with peace, strength, and positivity. You transform ordinary mornings into sacred moments of reflection and appreciation. And by doing so, you set the tone for a life that is not only happier but also more meaningful. Gratitude is the one thing you can do every morning that will truly change your life forever. The way you begin your morning sets the tone for everything that follows. And one of the most powerful ways to begin is by connecting with your Creator. Before rushing into the chaos of messages, notifications, and worldly concerns, pausing to establish that spiritual link grounds your soul in peace. This connection reminds you that no matter what challenges lie ahead, you are never alone. It is a moment of calm in a world that constantly demands speed and urgency. Taking those first few moments of the day to pray, reflect, or recite sacred words cleanses your heart and clears your mind. It provides a fresh start, a reset button that realigns your focus on what truly matters. Instead of being consumed by the noise of the world, you anchor yourself to something greater than yourself. In those early moments of stillness, when the world is quiet and distractions are minimal, you can feel the depth of that connection more profoundly. Morning is not just a beginning of time, but also a spiritual opportunity, a chance to draw strength before the weight of the day falls upon you. When you turn your attention inward and upward, you find clarity that the outside world cannot provide. Every breath, every word spoken in remembrance becomes nourishment for the soul. The peace that follows is unlike anything material possessions or achievements can give. It is an inner calm that stays with you even as the demands of life grow louder. This practice transforms mornings from routine to meaningful. Many people wake up feeling restless or anxious about what the day holds. Their minds immediately race toward tasks, deadlines, or unresolved problems. But when you start with a moment of spiritual connection, your heart learns to rest before it races. Instead of beginning with panic, you begin with peace. Instead of focusing on uncertainty, you focus on guidance. This changes how you perceive challenges because you no longer see them as overwhelming obstacles, but as opportunities to grow. When the soul is at ease, the body and mind naturally follow. This alignment gives you the strength to face situations with patience, wisdom, and resilience. By grounding yourself first, you ensure that nothing can easily shake your core. This connection also redefines success. Without it, success might only be measured by wealth, recognition, or accomplishments. But with it, success takes on a deeper meaning tied to inner fulfillment and spiritual growth. Each morning becomes a chance to realign your priorities, to remember that life is not just about chasing temporary gains, but also about nurturing the eternal soul. You begin to see the world not only through the lens of ambition, but also through the lens of purpose. This perspective prevents burnout and keeps you centered when the demands of life feel endless. The morning connection becomes a daily reminder that everything you pursue in this world is ultimately guided and sustained by a higher power. It also instills gratitude in your heart. When you begin with remembrance, you are reminded of the countless blessings surrounding you. The ability to wake up, to breathe, to see the light of a new day are miracles often taken for granted. This practice makes you more aware of them, shifting your mindset from entitlement to appreciation. Gratitude then influences every interaction you have throughout the day. You treat people with more kindness because you realize that life itself is a gift. You handle struggles with more patience because you remember that even hardships have lessons. Gratitude nurtured through spiritual connection becomes the lens through which you see everything else. When you connect with your Creator at the start of the day, you also invite guidance into every decision. Life is full of crossroads, both small and significant, and it is easy to feel lost without direction. But that early connection gives you clarity because you are seeking wisdom beyond your limited understanding. It aligns your steps with a sense of trust, knowing that the path ahead is not random but purposeful. You begin to make choices not just based on impulse, but with reflection and faith. This guidance prevents many regrets because it roots your decisions in something deeper than fleeting emotions. Every action carries more intention, and every step feels more meaningful. This practice also builds discipline. Waking up with the intention to connect spiritually requires consistency, sacrifice, and commitment. It trains you to rise above laziness, to push past the temptation of comfort, and to prioritize what matters most. This discipline does not remain confined to your mornings. It spills into every area of your life. You become more focused in your work, more patient in your relationships, and more intentional in your habits. The discipline of beginning with connection shapes your character because it teaches you to place your soul's needs above temporary desires. This strength makes you stand out in a world where distractions constantly pull people away from what is truly important. The benefits of this connection are not only internal but also external. When your heart is calm, your words naturally become softer, your actions more thoughtful, and your presence more uplifting. People around you feel the difference because you radiate peace rather than stress. You carry yourself with a quiet confidence, not born from arrogance but from the assurance that you are rooted in something greater than yourself. This influence extends beyond your personal life, touching your family, friends, and even strangers. Your morning connection does not just transform you, it transforms the atmosphere you carry into the world. In this way, a private practice becomes a public blessing. Even in the busiest of lives, those few moments of connection are never wasted. They act as fuel for the day, replenishing the spirit in a way that sleep, food, or entertainment never can. They remind you that no matter how much is on your to-do list, nothing is more important than grounding your soul first. In a world obsessed with productivity, this practice proves that true success comes from balance, nourishing both body and spirit. And while many chase after shortcuts to happiness, you already begin your day with the ultimate source of peace. This is the secret that turns ordinary mornings into extraordinary beginnings, and it is the key to a life filled with strength, direction, and serenity. Every morning is like a blank canvas waiting for you to decide what picture you want to paint on it. Too often, people wake up and let life happen to them rather than taking charge of their direction. They stumble into the day without clarity, reacting to problems instead of guiding themselves with purpose. Setting a daily intention changes this pattern completely. When you wake up and consciously decide who you want to be and how you want to act, you give yourself a roadmap for the day. This is not about predicting every event, but about deciding the attitude and energy you will bring into each situation. By doing this, you protect yourself from being controlled by circumstances. Instead of drifting aimlessly, you live with direction, which makes every choice more meaningful. The power of intention lies in the way it trains the mind to focus. Without it, your attention is scattered, pulled by distractions and consumed by unimportant things. With it, your thoughts become aligned, your goals clearer, and your actions more deliberate. For example, setting the intention to be patient changes the way you handle stress. Setting the intention to be productive prevents you from wasting time. It is like programming your mind with a clear set of instructions before the day begins. This small but powerful practice creates discipline because you are no longer moving blindly. You begin each morning with clarity instead of confusion, and that alone shapes the outcome of the day. Imagine the difference between a person who wakes up and lets their emotions dictate everything compared to someone who wakes up and chooses their emotional state intentionally. The first person reacts impulsively, easily irritated, and vulnerable to negativity. The second person has already decided how they want to handle challenges, so they carry stability even in chaos. Setting an intention is like creating an anchor that prevents you from drifting too far when storms arise. You remind yourself of the values you want to embody, and you keep returning to them when distractions or setbacks appear. This gives you inner strength that remains constant even when the outside world changes. Another powerful aspect of setting daily intentions is how it brings meaning to ordinary tasks. Without intention, daily life feels repetitive, like a cycle of responsibilities with little fulfillment. With intention, even simple actions like working, studying, or helping someone become part of a larger purpose. You realize that your day is not just about passing time, but about building character, developing discipline, and creating impact. This shift in perspective transforms routines into opportunities. It prevents boredom because you no longer see your day as meaningless. Every small step you take becomes a contribution toward the person you want to become. Setting an intention also helps to filter out negativity. The moment you decide what energy you want to carry, you naturally become more aware of what aligns with it and what doesn't. If your intention is kindness, you notice when anger or harshness tries to creep in and you correct yourself. If your intention is focus, you recognize when distractions attempt to steal your attention and you resist them. This awareness makes you more conscious of your behavior because you are actively living by choice, not by habit. It is like turning on a light in a dark room. You suddenly see what needs to change and what should remain. The clarity it brings is transformative. Daily intention setting also reduces the feeling of being overwhelmed. Often, people look at the long list of tasks ahead and feel exhausted before even beginning. But when you ground yourself in one intention, you simplify the day. You remind yourself that no matter how much is happening, your core purpose remains steady. This reduces pressure because success is not about completing everything perfectly, but about staying aligned with your intention. Even if things don't go as planned, you still feel accomplished because you upheld the mindset you committed to. This gives you balance, allowing you to measure your day not by outcomes alone, but by the consistency of your character. The habit of setting intentions also strengthens self-awareness. Each morning you must reflect on what matters most to you and what you want to prioritize. This forces you to pause and ask important questions. Who do I want to be today? What energy do I want to give to others? What kind of legacy do I want to leave through my actions? These reflections deepen your understanding of yourself, your goals, and your values. Instead of living on autopilot, you live with mindfulness. You are no longer just existing, you are actively shaping the kind of person you want to become. Over time, this practice leads to profound personal growth. Intention setting also influences the way you interact with people. If your intention is compassion, you naturally treat others with more respect. If your intention is honesty, you become more mindful of your words. People feel this energy and it changes the way they respond to you. Relationships improve because you are not living randomly but with awareness of your impact. Your words carry weight, your actions reflect purpose, and your presence becomes uplifting. Even small encounters throughout the day turn into opportunities to live out your chosen values. This not only improves your own well-being but also creates a positive ripple effect in the lives of others. One of the greatest strengths of this practice is that it helps you remain consistent. Life is unpredictable, and no matter how carefully you plan, unexpected things will happen. Without intention, these surprises can throw you off balance and ruin your day. With intention, you already know how you want to face challenges, so you remain steady. This consistency makes you more resilient because you are guided by inner clarity rather than outer chaos. It prevents you from being easily swayed by moods or circumstances. No matter what happens, you return to the mindset you set in the morning, and that gives you stability. Over time, setting intentions every morning accumulates into lasting transformation. A single day of purposeful living may seem small, but when repeated daily, it reshapes your entire life. You become more disciplined, more aware, and more aligned with your deepest values. You stop living by accident and start living with design. Each morning becomes a chance to create a better version of yourself. The compound effect of this habit is powerful because it doesn't just change how you live for one day. It changes who you are becoming for a lifetime. Taking care of your body and mind every morning is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. The moment you wake up, your body is asking for renewal and your mind is seeking clarity. If you ignore this, you carry fatigue, stress, and sluggishness into the rest of your day. But when you honor these needs, you energize yourself in ways that impact everything you do. Stretching your muscles, breathing deeply, or simply drinking water awakens the body and signals the mind that a new day has truly begun. This is not about complicated routines, but about consistency and awareness. By nurturing yourself in the morning, you send a powerful message that your health and well-being matter. Such a message influences not only your productivity, but also your confidence and outlook on life. The body and mind are deeply connected, and the way you treat one directly affects the other. A neglected body often leads to a restless mind, while a refreshed body supports mental clarity and focus. Imagine starting your day with heavy meals or laziness compared to starting it with light movement and fresh air. The difference in energy is undeniable. Your body is the vehicle through which you live, and when it is strong, your mind feels strong too. Taking a short walk, doing a few stretches, or practicing mindful breathing does not just energize muscles, it sharpens thoughts. Morning habits act as the foundation on which the rest of your day is built. A weak foundation leads to collapse, while a strong one supports success. Caring for your body in the morning also builds discipline that influences other areas of life. Choosing to wake up and move instead of snoozing teaches you control over impulses. Drinking water instead of sugary drinks builds self-restraint. These small acts may seem minor, but they create momentum that carries forward. You become more capable of resisting unhealthy temptations and making stronger choices throughout the day. This discipline extends to work, relationships, and goals. Each morning becomes a test of commitment, and by passing it, you shape a stronger version of yourself. The body remembers routines, and the mind thrives on structure, so creating this balance transforms your daily rhythm. Mental care in the morning is just as important as physical care. When you feed your mind with calm thoughts, inspiring words, or silent reflection, you prepare it to handle stress. Starting the day by scrolling through negativity or chaos only fills your heart with anxiety. Instead, taking even 5 minutes to breathe, read something uplifting, or sit in silence brings balance. The mind, like the body, needs nourishment. Without it, you are vulnerable to confusion, frustration, and unnecessary worry. With it, you carry focus, peace, and resilience. The quiet moments in the morning become a shield against the noise of the world. They remind you that strength begins inside before it shows outside. Your health habits in the morning also affect your emotions. A tired body creates irritability, and a cluttered mind produces unnecessary stress. On the other hand, a body fueled by good food and a mind calmed by reflection produce joy, patience, and confidence. People often underestimate how much their morning choices influence their moods throughout the day. By eating something healthy, moving your body, and practicing gratitude, you improve not only your own well-being, but also the way you treat others. This is why caring for yourself in the morning is not selfish, it is necessary. You cannot pour kindness, patience, or energy into others if you are empty yourself. Another benefit of this practice is the long-term impact it creates. Many illnesses and stresses people face later in life come from years of neglecting simple daily habits. But when you consistently start your morning with care for your body and mind, you are investing in your future, you are strengthening your immune system, improving your mental health, and building resilience against disease and burnout. The morning becomes not just about surviving the day, but about preparing for years of well-being. The small decisions you make each dawn shape the quality of the rest of your life. This is why prioritizing yourself at the start of each day is an act of wisdom. Even in busy lives, this routine does not require hours. It can be as simple as drinking water, stretching for 5 minutes, or taking deep breaths. What matters is not the length, but the consistency. When you do something small every day, it compounds into remarkable change. Over time, these habits strengthen your energy, improve your focus, and create stability. You no longer need to force yourself because your body begins to crave what helps it grow. The morning becomes less of a struggle and more of a ritual of renewal. This consistency ensures that no matter how unpredictable life becomes, you always begin with strength. Taking care of your body and mind every morning also gives you control over your day. Instead of waking up in reaction to the world, you wake up in preparation for it. This sense of control changes your confidence because you feel ready rather than overwhelmed. You no longer enter the day drained, but enter with energy to give. This proactive start protects you from being consumed by stress later. It allows you to approach challenges with calmness and solutions rather than panic. Each morning becomes an opportunity to claim power over your life by prioritizing what truly sustains you. That power is within your reach every single day. The greatest transformation happens when you realize that caring for your body and mind in the morning is not a task but a privilege. Not everyone wakes up with the ability to walk, breathe freely, or think clearly. By honoring these abilities, you acknowledge the blessing of being alive. This awareness fills you with gratitude and humility, making even simple actions like drinking water or taking a walk feel meaningful. You begin to cherish your body as a trust and your mind as a gift. When you live with this mindset, health is no longer just about appearance, but about honoring life itself. The morning then becomes a celebration rather than a routine. Every new day is an invitation to begin again, and the way you start determines the way you continue. If you ignore your body and neglect your mind, you step into the day already defeated. But if you nurture them, you step in empowered, focused, and ready. This one choice, repeated each morning, has the power to change everything. It strengthens your health, sharpens your thoughts, and uplifts your spirit. Over time, it shapes not only the quality of your days, but the quality of your entire life. Each morning is a fresh opportunity to rise with strength, live with clarity, and walk with purpose. This is how your life truly begins to transform.